The Palace of Versailles is an opulent complex and former royal residence outside of Paris. The Palace of Versailles has been listed as a World Heritage Site for 30 years and is one of the greatest achievements of French 17th century art.
The Palace of Versailles is one of the most extraordinary achievements in the 17th century in European art. It is just situated at 3 minutes outside the village of Versailles. This elaborate complex one thrived an epicenter of political power for
Constructed during the late 1600s, the Palace of Versailles was built as a hunting lodge for King Louis VIII. As the years went by, the royal family grew increasingly fond of the quaint French village. In 1682, King Louis XIV, Louis XIII's son, decided to move the royal court from Paris to Versailles, transforming his father's old hunting pavilion into a magnificent complex without opulent rooms, lavish gardens, and magnificent fountains. For nearly 100 years, a succession of kings continued to embellish the palace and reign from Versailles. It wasn't until the French Revolution that the royal court was forced to move back to the capital in October of 1789.
So, the Versailles Palace has a lot of important dates to it. One of the most important dates in the reign of King Louis the VIII is the Day of the Dukes in 1630. In the reign of Louis XIV from 1642 to 1715, the important dates are the death of Louis, father, 1715, the Duke of Anjou, King of Spain, 17,000, the Great Royal Entertainment, and Versailles, capital of the kingdom, in 1682. During the reign of Louis XV, one of the important dates are the marriage of Dauphin Louis and Marie Antoinette. One of the most important dates in the story of the Palace of Versailles has to be the sign of the 1919 Treaty of Versailles. After World War I ended, the Germans did a lot of destruction and they had to pay for all the things they did because they also entered through a neutral country which wasn't allowed. So in 1919, the King Louis and the German signed the treaty that said that the Germans were going to pay all the damage they did in the war.
Today, the palace, also known as Château de Versailles, contains 2,300 rooms spread across 63,154 square meters, illustrating more than 5 centuries of French history. The palace not only houses remarkable works of art, it stands as a work of art itself. One of the most ornately designed rooms of all, the Hall of Mirrors, features 357 mirrors, including 17 mirror-clad arches that reflect the 17 arcaded windows overlooking the gardens. The Versailles Palace gardens span an impressive 250 acres and continue to thrive as a beautifully manicured plot with 400 sculptures and 1,400 fountains.
Each year, it is estimated that approximately 5 million people visit the Palace of Versailles and between 8 and 10 million people walk its gardens. A place of immense beauty, Versailles stands as a symbol of France's monarchy and lives on as the location of the several important peace treaty signings, including two treaties of the 1783 Peace of Paris, by which Britain recognized the independence of the USA, as well as the Treaty of Versailles, which formally ended the First World War.
it is important because it was home of many important characters like Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI.